Good morning. It is real estate reality time, and ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to my friend. This is Ryan Johnson. He is on my Fine Home and Estates team here at Century 21, and I just love him. He cracks me up.
Likewise.
We're funny. We're going to go on the road.
Yeah.
So today, I just want to find out a little bit about Ryan, and then we're going to talk about some real estate changes, which I know everyone has heard of because they took place August 17th.
Correct.
And we're making it happen with the new changes. So Ryan, how long have you been with Century 21?
Believe it or not, next year will be 17 years.
Wow.
Year 17, yeah. And this is my first podcast.
Really?
What an honor to be with you.
Well,
yeah.
good. 17 years is a long time. The man knows what he's doing.
I try.
But as all professionals, whether you've been in the business a year, 2, 17, 25, we are always having to move with the market and move with the changes. And as Ryan knows, as a seasoned professional, that it is our job to make sure that our clients are well informed, as well as anyone can be, by the new changes and following the standards. And what do you think about the new changes?
That is a great question. And I think everyone has a different opinion. I never really took it to heart like so many people did and panicked. We just have to adapt and deal with it. Mm-hmm. I like what was said yesterday. Lena and I went to a Jared James event, and this is what I've been working on in my business is earning buyers and sellers trust. And for example, I went to a listing appointment Monday, and two very highly educated, they're both doctors. And you know what we did? We just talked for 2 hours.
I love that.
For 2 hours. And we talked about real estate in that 2 hours, probably 15 minutes.
That's right.
And at the end of the conversation, I said, well, we need to talk about one thing. And then we talked about the commission agreement.
The elephant in the room.
And I used the elephant in the room. Honest to God, I did use that. And they both looked at each other and looked at me and like, we're fine with that, whatever you propose.
That's awesome.
And I think if you're good at your profession or your job and you show value, and you have to show value the first time.
Right.
And trust and value.
You got that 5 seconds when you first walk in the door.
Right. And I think people will see your worth, your value, your knowledge, your trust, your knowledge of your craft, what you do, and what you bring to the situation, and what you can do for them and their family.
That's right.
And
protecting them. I mean, because that's really a big job, is us protecting our clients, making sure that they don't get in any kerfuffles.
Correct.
Cutting things off before they happen.
Right. In fact, I mentioned you yesterday.
You did.
Yeah. They have this big, huge house, and there's just stuff. And I said, I've got the gal for you.
Come help
rearrange.
Come
stage it. And I said, not only is she an awesome
occupied
agent,
staging, people. It's helpful.
decluttering, and that was a big relief to them. And then at Jared James yesterday, I mentioned I'll give them a shout out, Meathead Movers. I've used them personally. And Michael Bronze was phenomenal. He goes, give me their name and number, and I'll call them tomorrow, and I'm going to give them a discount for you.
Oh, good.
So it's little stuff like that's how we show our value.
Yes, because we have connections. We have our team.
Right.
Our movers, our stagers, our title people, all those things that people just don't realize. There's a big part to selling, buying a home.
Right. But just to add to your question too, what do I think about it? I think everyone, like I said, panicked, especially if you read social media. The market's terrible. We're not going to get paid anymore. I mean, what was all this? What is all this stuff?
Right. Who's buyers? Am I going to have to pay a commission to my agent?
Right.
All these things.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of negative about the changes.
Right. And you know what? Commission is negotiable.
Always has
and
been.
You never had to pay. It doesn't say in the listing agreement that you have to pay. Commission is negotiable.
Always said that. That's right.
You never had to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about showing your worth, your value in your presentation, and really the craft of what you do and what you can bring to the table. And so it hasn't affected me yet. I've had one situation where it did, but I think in the end we'll get through it. And that just comes with time.
Right.
And just get through it when you get to it, I think.
Yeah.
But that getting through stuff comes with experience and being at a larger broker, a brand name with good management. Training, good other agents too to bounce ideas off, like yourself. We're always talking and sharing ideas and all that stuff. So that's important too. Yeah.
And too, it makes a difference. I believe if you work with a full-time agent rather than a part-time agent, because even for us who live, breathe, drink, don't sleep, real estate, we have to, be very coherent and take into effect these changes to protect our clients. So if you're working with somebody part-time that is just kind of winging it, I think it's going to be really, really hard, because it's going to be hard for them. It's going to be hard for their clients.
Right. And what happens, the other agent usually does do most of the work. That's what happens.
That's true. Yeah, I've had those.
Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes, it gets really old. It gets really old. We've all had cases, What's funny is when I started, my manager was great, and he said, you make sure that you tell the other agent and your buyers or sellers that you're brand new, but I'm going to work as hard as I can, honestly and ethically, and if I don't know the answer, I'm going to find out the answer.
That's right.
People should just say that.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Hey, I'm brand new, but I'm a good person and I work hard, and I'm not going to do anything without knowing the correct answer.
Right.
Or the correct way to do it.
Somebody over me that's looking over me.
Right.
And
so that's where trust
things
comes in again.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm sure that if you know or you don't know, so basically the whole NAR settlement was basically about real estate agents guilty of price fixing. Whereas, like I said, the contract has always been clear. All the commissions are negotiable. They were just saying that since we pre-negotiated a co-op with a buyer's agent, before a buyer's agent even coming in, was price fixing. So basically, there's been changes made to, we saw it as incentive, or sellers saw it as incentive, right? It's incentive to use it, to pay a buyer broker commission, right? Because buyers need representation, right? Just as sellers do. So things are just kind of now just there's more clarity.
Right.
There's more contracts. Just as a seller has always had to sign a listing agreement at the beginning of the term, right? And redefining their commission, right? That's still not changed, except for now that you're, only negotiating your side, the seller side. So now what's really changed is now buyers need to sign buyer broker agreements right up the front. You can't even go into a property without signing one. And then too, so now you're going to have an agreement with your buyer's agent, and you're going to, because buyer's agents don't work for free. So they're now negotiating their commission.
Right.
I think it's a good thing. Buyer's agents need to sell their clients and their worth just like listing agents do.
Correct.
So I see this as a good thing. I don't think it's a negative.
Do you think it'll stick around? What's your honest opinion?
I think it'll stick around, but I think there's probably going to be other changes because, now that's going to open up doors for other things. So, Jared had kind of mentioned that a little bit yesterday. He didn't really say how, but he just said, we just need to really pay attention. And Because with any new change, there's going to be other little changes behind it.
Correct. Did you hear that stat yesterday, though? That in the short time we've had this buyer-broker agreement, that 98% of the sellers are still paying the buyer's commission?
Oh, absolutely. I don't see that changing. The sellers
That's
are
what I
always
meant.
going to be selling, paying
Right.
some commission. Just right now, it's just, in my opinion, it's now just being more upfront, transparent.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole
And that-
lawsuit is about, was, being transparent. So I think that's good. I think it will hold
Yeah.
agents accountable. I think that agents that are part-time, they're going to have to kind of figure it out and get off the fence.
Right.
You're going to have to be at full-time, or it's just not going to work. It's because there's just too many eyes on the real estate community.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. That's for next time.
That's for next time.
That's for next time. But yesterday when we were at Jared James' talk, he talked about, he was comparing this new situation to dating. Remember when he talked about that? He said in dating,
Right.
in the old time dating, it was always predetermined that the man always pays
Right.
for the date. But now in the new times, you show up on a date and you're like, well, who's paying?
Yeah.
Are you paying? Am I paying? Like,
I've
who's
been married
paying?
so long, I don't know.
You just always pay.
Yeah, I just always pay. No, my wife's good. She's good. We split or whatever. My daughter, I always pay.
Well, that's the truth. And you will continue to
You're
pay
right.
until the day
Right.
you die.
Right.
I've got 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I don't know. I just thought it was important to talk about, because I feel like
Right.
everyone out there really needs to understand what happened and not be so nervous and scared.
Right. Yeah.
So
good
call
point.
a professional.
You're right.
This one. We're always happy to sit and
To
talk
help.
to people and help. And I don't know, we might even have to do like a little buyer meeting at the office,
Yeah.
invite buyers in to completely understand what's happening, especially if you're going to be buying a house,
Right.
because, there are many different options. The seller can still pay. There's just, you could wrap it in, put it in the
And
price of the
purchase price,
home.
correct.
There's just different ways.
Yes.
So do you think it's going to change your business at all,
No.
as far as your success?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
You just have
I
to
think it'll be better.
adjust. And this isn't something that is set in stone, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to evolve more, and there's going to become a certain way we do things, and it's changing,
Yeah.
and it's evolving into something, and it's all going to unravel, and it's all going to work itself out. So
Yeah.
me personally, do I think about it? Yes. Does it bother me? Not really.
It's kind of like, I kind of think about it like when COVID hit.
Just going to say that.
When COVID hit and everyone was like, oh my God.
It's a vacant house. What do you mean we have to sign a form to show it?
Right. We had all this, and there was another, all buyers had to sign a form to enter into a home. We
Yeah.
had to deal with their sellers, and we had to buy. I still have booties and gloves,
masks.
and they're all in my warehouse. I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to be able
Yeah,
to use
and we
these
got
masks
through.
and booties
We got
and
through
gloves.
that just fine.
We did. Yeah. Everyone got used to it after a
Yeah.
couple months,
Yeah.
and then it was fine.
Right.
So now we just have all of our leftover booties and gloves and masks.
Right.
We're ready for the next
Halloween.
time. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
But that's a whole nother show
Mm-hmm.
where we could talk about those times. It wasn't very long ago.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
That's right. That's
But
right.
it seems like it was last week.
It does. It does. But it's just a good example of how, and I think it's with any industry, but with the real estate industry, it just moves and it changes, and that's
Right.
just the way anything is. And if you can't move and change with it,
No.
then,
And that's why it is very important that you work with a full-time realtor or broker, because they know what is going on in today's market.
and they have your back.
That's right.
So what are you doing for Christmas?
You know what? That is a sore subject.
Oh,
So my brother and my sister-in-law, they have 8 kids, grown.
wow. Oh, okay, they're
So,
grown. Good.
yes, grown, and 4 of them are married. So the chaos is mounting. So we had about 25 people coming to our house. Now it's 37.
Oh my.
And my house isn't small, but it's not huge.
Right.
So that's what we're doing.
Everybody brings something.
And fortunately, my wife and my mother-in-law, mostly my mother-in-law, Judy, she's great. She loves to cook.
Okay.
And she's
good.
very good at it. So we each have a station that we're going to be doing. We were going to do prime rib, and we already bought it. But prime rib takes about 4 hours to do, and we'll only have 2 ovens.
Oh.
So we're kind of rotating off that, and we're doing a couple other dishes that our house can accommodate.
Okay.
So it should be fun. My sister's coming from New York with her 3 kids.
Fun.
So it'll be fun. But the holidays are here, and
I can't believe it's next week.
yeah, next week. My shopping's almost done.
Good.
Yeah, kiddo's on break from school
Well,
next week, so that's fun. Fun for her.
It's a fun time.
It's a fun time. So
we get a couple days break.
yes, a
Possibly.
couple days. I know.
We always
What do you
answer
mean?
our phone.
What do you
though.
mean you're working today? Well, why wouldn't we be working today? Why?
Right.
It's
right.
Monday. Yeah, tomorrow's Christmas.
The real estate industry
It never
always
sleeps.
cycles.
It never sleeps,
On
guys.
vacation, it never sleeps. Vacations, holidays, but that's why we love it.
Right.
That's why we love it.
Your phone can ring at any time. It's kind of like being in a business where you're on call all the time.
We're like doctors.
I was going to say that, but we kind of are a little bit. I have a very good friend who's an anesthesiologist, and he's on call a lot. And another good friend who's a judge. Did you know judges are on call?
Oh, I bet.
1 day a week, they're on call for if they need a restraining order filed immediately in the middle of the night.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I'm not comparing myself to a doctor or a judge, but by any means. But yeah, so we're kind of on call, and obviously, I know you do, and I do too. Sometimes you have to shut it off, and I'm horrible at that. But I'm getting better as I get older.
Yeah.
I'll be 52 next year. So when I started, I was 34.
Wow.
So my body tells me sometimes, hey, you need to sleep a little bit more, stuff like that, which is good for the mind and the soul, and take a time out. But with that many people coming to our house, I don't know how much of a timeout it's going to be.
You better get some sleep.
Yeah. Gotta get some sleep.
Well, good. Well, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. This was fun.
And a Happy New Year. And may all your real estate dreams come true in 2025. I'm excited for 2025.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
Real estate market
Cheers,
is
my
good.
friend.
Cheers.
Here's
Merry
to
Christmas.
2025.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Merry Christmas.